Hello, hello, hello again. This is Paul once again. Our last video was about reading our dot cards and actually finding the coordinates on the football field. But this time, this video is going to be about taking our coordinates in this big, jumbled, hard to read mess, very small font, and we're going to transfer it over to a much easier version of reading these coordinates. The dot book. Okay, so right here, I have the dot book that I used when I marched 2 summers with the Vanguard. Okay, it's very, very simple, and it doesn't cost very much to make, and it's if you do it right, it's very durable. It'll last a while time, and then it'll make reading your drill very much easier. Okay, the dot book is not something to just stuff your coordinate sheets in, all 30 of them like that, or fold them in and make a big jumbled mess, and you have to fumble through it every time you open it, but try to read your coordinates. Okay. The whole point of having your dot book is to take this hard to read mess right here and then simplify it and make it much easier to read, much more understandable by the user. Okay, let me just go over the layout of my dot book right here, which I feel like is one of the easiest ways to have easiest formats for a dot book. All I have are just a bunch of index cards. I bought these ones pre-punched with 2 hole punches on each side. I put them all together. Clip them together with these binder rings, which you can easily buy in the office supplies area of like Walmart or something like that, or back to school area, whatever, wherever you find all the notebooks and pencils and all that stuff. I just bought a pack of these. They come in different sizes. They come in much bigger than this and even smaller, but these ones are, I think, 1.5 inch, whatever, just big enough so that you can flip through your pages and then fold them backwards like this. Okay, as you can see, if I just orient it just like normal, like a normal index card book would be like, it'd be kind of like this. But if I open it up, all my coordinates are written kind of upside down. So the binder ring holes that I have in my index cards are going to be kind of at the bottom. I have them facing upside down like that, so that when you're wearing it around your waist with this ordinary shoelace that I have tied through the binder clips. Let me show you real quick. It's so that when I'm reading my dot book for my waist, which is ideal, you just flip it up and you can read it. It's not upside down or anything. Okay, so that's the whole point behind that. And also having a dot book just like this, so you can keep the pages open like that facing you, so that when you're reading, when you're working on a certain number of sets, I can just leave it open to these pages right here, which is pages 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so if we're working on pages 31 through 34, just like that, you can just leave your dot book open like this, so that whenever you do a reset, or you're checking your set, you went to a new one, all you have to do is just flip it up and bam, you can read your coordinates, your exact coordinates. Okay, and I'll explain more about how I have this set up. Makes it a little bit easier to read. But first, let's go over how we transfer the coordinates from the dot card over to the dot book. My dot book is laid out so each page is cut into four corners, 4 quadrants. Okay, you take your pencil, which you should also have on you during rehearsal. You're first going to write the page number. Probably in the top left corner, that works just fine. Okay, so the page we're going to do is, for this one, this is H4, and we're going to do, let's say, number 10. We'll do number 10 right here. So I'll just write the page number at the top left corner. Pretty easy, right? It said 10, and I can even put a box there to make it even more apparent what page number it is. Okay, let's go to the page number again on here. We'll start with the left to right coordinate first. So it's 3 steps outside the 40-yard line left. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take just the steps. Whatever on steps it says. So right here on set 10 it says 3 steps. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to write 3. That's it. You don't write 3.0, you don't write 3 steps, you just write 3. It should be pretty apparent how many steps that should be. Go back to the dot card. So we got the steps, 3 steps outside. So let's just shorten that outside to out. Okay, we don't need to write outside. We know what out means, out and in. We should. Okay? Three steps outside the 40-yard line. So let's just put this. We don't need to put yard line. We know exactly what the 40 and 35 and 25, all that is. Okay, so just 3 outs, 40. Okay? You've already almost shortened the coordinate almost by half of what it says on here, which is the whole point of doing this. Okay? And then also we need to put the left and right, okay, the half of the football field that the 40-yard line is on. So on set 10 right here, it says left. Okay, so we'll just put left. 3 out, 40 left. 3 steps outside the 40 that's on the left side of the field. Nice and short and simple. Okay, so there's our left to right coordinate for set 10. Let's look at the front to back, the visitor dash home part right here. Okay, right here it says 8 steps in front of home hash. So again, let's start with just the steps. Let's put it right here, right underneath it, 8. Okay, we got the steps. Let's set 10 again. 8 steps in front of home hash. So there's a couple ways you can do this to shorten it up. One thing I like to do is just take the first letter of front of home hash. Front of home hash. Front home hash. So front home hash. Pretty simple. 8 steps, front of home hash. Very, very simple way to read it. And it'll take a little bit of memorization to get all this stuff down. So for example, this first set right here, it says 10 steps in front of visitor hash. So the shorthand for that one would be just this. 10 FVH. 10 steps in front of visitor hash. Pretty easy, right? What about this one right here? 14 steps behind home sideline. It would be this. 14 BHS. Behind home sideline. And if there's any other ones around here. Front of visitor hash. Okay? So you're just taking the first letter of front of visitor hash, disregarding the of. So front visitor hash. Behind home hash. BHH. Behind home sideline. BHS. Okay? So that's how we do the shorthand right on our dot book. The reason why I have our dot book connected into 4 quadrants like this is so we can put a lot of pages onto, this one big page. It just allows you to have less pages in your dot book, and you have to flip around less, and you can just leave it open longer during rehearsal and just look at the corners instead of looking at a whole page and having to flip over, look at the next page for the next page, next drill, your next dot, and the same thing right here. Okay? So that is the main thing in this topic. Oh, and the one thing, just to keep this like super cost cheap, all I did for these pages to protect it when I'm not using it, so the front and back page doesn't get all messed up, is I just took this first page right here and I just wrapped it in duct tape. That's pretty much it. You can take like a piece of cardboard and cut it, and so that it kind of goes a little bit further past the pages to protect it even more. Okay, and this page right here too, I just took an index card page and just covered it in duct tape, and it's kind of messed up. That's my old drill, really old. Okay, this is nothing fancy, and believe it or not, this lasted 2 full seasons of drum corps where we rehearsed every single day out in the sun. We're getting all sweaty, getting sunscreen all over all this stuff, hanging around my waist. It's bouncing around from running to set. Okay, and it lasts a long time. It's durable, and it works really, really well. Okay, and that's it. That's our mini tutorial of dot books and the coordinate sheets and transferring them in. Okay, make sure you transfer all of your dots to your sheet, to your dot book. Makes it a lot easier to read.